Good morning, everyone. So, just finishing the gym. Thought I'd do a little reaction video to man and Jack's spar yesterday. A lot of positive feedback. Yeah, me and Jack picked it up a bit in the last rounds. In the later rounds, we had a little bit of a nod of agreement that we were going to pick the pace up. You know, and we kept it sharp, we kept it fast. You know, for anyone who knows anything about boxing or sparring or you know, combat sports, can see clearly that it's just sharp, fast and competitive. Not one of us are trying to take each other's heads off. Not one of us are sitting down on punches. We're wearing 16-ounce gloves. It's all good and it's all safe. Now, Jack will tell you, sometimes you need to pick the sparring up like that in order to give yourself the kick up the arse. You know, I believe sparring that way, where it's high intensity, it's fast, it's sharp and it's competitive, it's the only way to get your fight ready. You know, that type of sparring, it gets you sharp, you know, it gets your fight ready. You can treat that type of sparring like a fight, you know, and it brings the best out in you. It really does. It really does. So I'm very, very fucking grateful to be able to spar in that manner with Jack. You know, let me tell you something about Jack's fighting ability, yeah? So I've been excited to train with Jack. I've been excited to spar with him because, like I said, it's styles make fights. And Jack's style is elusive. He moves a lot. He counter punches. It's the exact style you need in order to beat my style. You know, forward pressure fighter, forward fighter, easy to hit. You know, it looks that way anyway. Like, you know, do you know what as well? I'm not going off subject here. You know, a lot of fighters will say, "Oh, Paul's easy to hit. Paul gets hit a lot." But if you watch the way I get hit, I never really get caught cleanly. You know, my chin's always tucked, my hands are always high. You know, I'm always not a big mover, but I do move. You know, my head is slightly flinching all the time. So when I do get punched, you know, I'm taking the brunt of it, either on my gloves or on my forehead, or I'm actually moving with the punch. You know, so I know it looks like I'm getting pinged all over, and that's the way I fight. You know, I've got to draw my opponent out in order to land my one. And whilst I'm punching, I will swing and try and land man. Now, back to Jack's ability. Jack's boxing ability is perfect. It's the perfect ability it's the way you need to fight in order to beat me. Now, listen, it was clear to see Jack is not at his fitness, is not at his best. You know, he's not fit. You know, similar to myself. You know, I've been training the last few weeks, but I've not been doing any cardio. I've just been drilling. You know, trying to get out of the boxing stance. You know, trying to get out of the K1 stance. Trying to get back to the old boxing style. You know, getting off the centre line. You know, and a lot of people have said, you know, I looked a lot better. I looked a lot better, a lot sharper yesterday. You know, and rightly so, because I've been practicing. You know, I've been practicing and drilling boxing techniques. You know, I've been trying to change my stance. You know, step off the centre line. Stop putting so much weight on my feet. You know, try and get on my toes. You know, and I think it showed yesterday in Jack's sparring that I've been drilling back. I've been back boxing training. You know, I think that was clear to see. I looked a lot better, a lot sharper. You know, and I was a lot more comfortable. You know, compared to the mat leg sparring and the Mick Terrell, you know, where I was very rusty. I was just basically a bodybuilder. You know, trying to spar with these elite fighters was fucking hard. It was hard. You know, I found it really uncomfortable and really hard. Where that sparring I did with Jack yesterday, it was the first time in a long time I'd actually felt comfortable getting it, comfortable sparring with a boxer. You know, I've sparred with a load of K1 lads over the last few years and Muay Thai lads, you know, and that's my game, that's my forte. That's what I do enjoy K1 better than boxing. I've got to admit that. I do enjoy K1 better. I think K1's a far more superior sport, my opinion. That being said, yesterday was a massive success for me and Jack. You know, all the positivity we've got, the great content, and I think we pushed each other to our limit. You know, I think over the next few months you're going to see Jack get fitter and sharper. You know, and I think it'll make for even more of an interesting spar. You know, if Jack is fast and sharp, it makes it harder for me. You know, me and Jack are going to spar over the next few months. You know, I'd love to be part of Jack's fight camp. I think I could help him. I think I could push him. I think I could bring the best out in Jack. You know, and Jack's a friend and brother for life. You know, I've been speaking to Jack for a long time, and that's the first time I've met him. Him and his beautiful family. I follow all his content. Yeah, I absolutely love Jack. He's a genuine guy. and he's an honest guy, you know, and I have massive and tremendous respect for Jack. I really do. As a boxer and as a man and as a father and as a husband, I think he's a fantastic guy. Now, getting back to Jack's ability, Jack's boxing ability, you know, for a 20 odd stone bloke, he moves extremely well. That's why I know Jack, a fit Jack, a sharp Jack, full camp, would be a nightmare for anyone. It'd be a nightmare fight for anyone. I think Jack could beat most heavyweights. You know, listen, I've said it from day one. I think Jack will reach the top in BKFC. I really do. You know, his last opponent, that last fight, he took on short notice. The opponent was very unorthodox, very weird, something you can't train for. Jack was easy bossing that fight. He was winning that fight convincingly, and he got caught. It is what it is. It can happen to the best of us. You know, but Jack will dust himself off and he'll learn from that. And that's why I think Jack will still make it to the top. For me, the fight I want to see in heavyweight, and it's just my opinion, is Mick Terrell versus Jack Draper. I think that makes for a very technical fight. You know, Mick Terrell is the best in the world, and rightly so. You know, Mick is a legend of BK, he's a legend of bare knuckle boxing, he's a legend of K1, he's a legend in combat sports. But I do think Mick Terrell and Jack Draper would make for a fantastic fight. I think it'd make for a good fight. Now, that being said, Mick Terrell is the man to beat. You know, I can't see anyone beating him anytime soon. But I'd like to see my pal, my brother, Jack Draper, have a pop at Mick. And I wouldn't be rooting for anyone to win because they're both my friends, they're both my brothers. I'd be rooting for them both to go home safe. You know, but I'm just saying it would make for an interesting fight. Now, I've got a lot of time for Mick and I've got a lot of time for Jack. I'd love to see them fight, but I certainly won't be rooting for a winner. You know, I would be rooting for them both to go home safe. So yeah, I think I really appreciate what Jack said about me as well, you know, in his video, you know, talking about, bigging me up and talking about my fighting ability. And it means a lot coming from Jack, because Jack is an established bare knuckle fighter. He's an established, tried and tested fighter, you know, and to have another fight like that, talk about your ability and talk about yourself in that way, it's really uplifting, you know, and it's really inspiring. So thank you, Jack. I appreciate your time and I appreciate your opinion. It means a lot. You know, there's one thing I've learned to do now is not to listen to these armchair critics, you know, these experts on YouTube, in the YouTube comments. You know, anyone who knows anyone who knows anything about boxing can see that me and Jack, although the pace is intense, you know, and it looks intense, it's not. You know, it's a friendly spar, it's a sharp spar. You know, it's two brothers, two friends training and pushing each other to the limit. That's what it is. So yeah, God bless, guys. Take care. Hope everyone has a blessed day. God bless.